Howdy. Hey, throughout y'all's voice careers and everything, was there ever a time of an outtake or a blooper that y'all went back like, oh, that was a good time that you could share with us?
Geez, I'm drawing a blank. I know there's a swear word that ended up in the Transformers movie that originally was an actor expressing his frustration over having blown a line, and somehow they decided to put it in there.
Really?
Yeah. Wally was asked about that at an appearance we made, and he said, yeah, that's what happened. They decided to put it in. I forget what the actual word was, but was it? Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Apparently that was somebody getting mad at themselves for muffing a line, and somebody put it in the movie. But outtakes, I'm sure there's a wonderful story, but I'm drawing a blank. I'm sorry. If I happen to think of it later, I'll...
Whenever I think of the sessions that we did at Wally for studio, well, the studio, you could walk down the hall and there was a sliding door that made noise. And Frank Welker was always in the session, and he would sit there and he could imitate the door. So every once in a while, the door would open, and you'd look to see there was nobody there, because it was Frank.
Frank is so good, maybe you all know this, not just his acting, but he does these sound effects with his mouth that are just astonishing. One of his best things is he does this sound that sounds like electronics burning up. And not a muscle moves in his face. I can't do it. I'll do some bad impression of it, but it's like... And engineers will dive under the console looking for the smoke, and Frank will just have this little smile.
He has it on his license plate. There's 13 ducks on his license plate. And the 13 ducks comes from the fact that he does a little thing. He's as a Donald Duck character. He'll do that, do the thing. And they say, well, let's sing a Christmas carol. And then he goes, and whatever he does, it sounds like 13 of them. And he says, we wish you a Merry Christmas. And I mean, it's the craziest thing you ever heard. I've never heard anybody else able to do that, but Frank does it all the time, and it just, rolls off of him. For my money, if you were to ask me who was the most talented voiceover guy I ever heard, I would say Welker. And there's not a mean bone in his body. He's the nicest man.
Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining us here at TFcon.
One of the most intimidating days I ever had was when they sent me to do a project, and they said, he's sick, you're filling in for Frank Welker. I said there should be 14 more people in this car.
Well, we did Ballfield, and sled dogs and wolves, and they had a point where the wolves were fighting. Welker did all the voices of all the wolves. He was just crazy.